Hey, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to talk about money and credit. But more than that, we're diving into the fine print. The stuff that can either set you up for success or really mess things up.
So think about it. When you get a loan, is it a ladder that helps you climb up, or is it a trap door that drops you right down? That's the huge question we're digging into today.
All right, to really get this, let's look at two totally different stories. First, you've got Salim. He's a shoe manufacturer. He gets some credit, uses it to buy materials, hire more people, and bam, he fills this huge order. Makes a great profit, his business is booming. Awesome, right? But then there's Swapna. She's a farmer. She takes out a loan for her crops, but then the crops fail. Now she's stuck. The credit that was supposed to help her actually pushes her into this awful debt trap, and she ends up having to sell her own land. So, same tool, credit, but completely opposite results. What gives?
Well, the answer is almost always hiding in the details. The specific conditions of a loan, what we call the terms of credit, are everything. And I mean everything. So let's break down what those terms actually are.
Okay, first up is the big one, the interest rate. You've definitely heard of this. It's basically the price you pay for borrowing the money. It's that extra chunk you have to give back on top of the original loan amount.
Next up, we have something called collateral. Now, think of this like a security deposit for the lender. It's an asset you own, maybe it's land, a house, a car, whatever, and you're basically saying, hey, if I can't pay you back, you can take this to cover your losses. It's their guarantee.
And of course, documentation. Yep, the paperwork. This is all the stuff you've got to show to prove you're a good bet, We're talking pay stubs, job records, all those forms that prove who you are and what you earn.
So, to make that idea of collateral super clear, let's look at Mega. She took out a loan to buy this house. To get that loan, the bank said, okay, we need the papers for the house as collateral. So the house itself became the guarantee for her loan. Make sense, right?
And this chart here just puts it all together perfectly, using Mega's loan as an example. You can see the loan amount, 5 lakhs, the interest rate, 12% a year, the duration, 10 years. And there it is. The collateral is the house papers, and the documents are her employment records. See? All those terms of credit we just talked about, all laid out.
Okay, but here's where it gets really interesting. Where you get that loan, well, that can change everything. It's not just one big system out there. It's more like two completely different worlds of lending.
On one side, you've got the formal sector. Think banks, cooperatives, places that are supervised by the Reserve Bank of India. They have rules to follow, which usually means lower, more reasonable interest rates. But then, on the other side, you have the informal sector. This is where you find moneylenders, traders, sometimes even your boss. And the scary part? There's nobody supervising them, no regulating body at all. That means they can charge crazy high interest rates, and often do.
And wow, look at this chart. This really shows you what's going on, especially for rural households. Just look at how much of their credit comes from informal sources, like moneylenders. It's a huge chunk. So that raises a massive question. If the formal sector is cheaper and safer, why aren't more people using it?
The answer to that question, why so many people are stuck in that high-interest informal world, it pretty much boils down to one single massive roadblock.
And this quote, this just nails it. Absence of collateral is one of the major reasons which prevents the poor from getting bank loans. Remember collateral? That house or land you need as a guarantee? Well, if you're poor, you probably don't have those kinds of assets to begin with. And if you don't have collateral, most banks just won't give you a loan. It's a catch-22 that locks people out of the formal system and pushes them straight to those informal lenders.
So, is that it? Is there no way around this? Well, what if there was a way to get past that collateral barrier? It turns out there's a pretty amazing model that's starting to make a huge difference.
Enter the self-help group, or SHG. The idea is so simple, but it's brilliant. It starts with a small group of people, often women in a community, and they all start pooling their savings together, bit by bit. From that collective pot, members can take out small loans. But here is the absolute game changer. Once the group has been saving for a while, they can go to a bank and apply for a loan as a group, and the bank will lend to them without demanding collateral from any single person. Why? Because the group itself is the guarantee. Everyone is accountable to each other. It's amazing.
And this really brings us to the incredible vision of Professor Muhammad Yunus, the founder of the Grameen Bank. He basically said, look, if you can just get affordable credit into the hands of poor people, these millions and millions of small loans, they add up. They can create the biggest development wonder. It's not just about a single loan. It's about building an entire economy from the grassroots up.
So that's where we'll leave it. We've seen Salim's success and Swapna's heartbreaking debt trap. We've seen how the fine print, the terms of credit, can completely change someone's life. And we've seen how things like self-help groups are creating a new path. But it all leads to this one big question. What does it really take to build a financial system that works for everyone? A system where a loan is always a ladder up and never ever a trapdoor down. Definitely something to think about. Thanks for joining me.